I'm going to start this video by showing you something, then asking you a few simple questions, okay? First, we took a few days break in a hotel in Rayong, eastern Thailand, about 3 hours from Bangkok by car, travelling at an average of 100 kilometers, 62 and a bit miles per hour. Now I'm going to show you the hotel's promotional advert, and when you've seen it, tell me if you'd like to stay there and how much you'd pay for a couple of nights, with breakfast included. So now that you've seen the ad, let's take a closer look at the real thing, and take into account the video has not been colorized or anything like that, and it was filmed with my not so young hand phone. Stay with me as we go along, and I'll be giving you the prices, locations, things to do, and any other relevant information. Here we go! Entering the hotel felt a bit like boarding the Starship Enterprise, which made the view waiting for us more impressive. The first thing that caught my eye was the well-designed pool, much better than the usual rectangular pools you often see, and a lot more inviting. It made you want to lie by the poolside on one of its comfy lounges under the shade of an array of tropical trees. The pool bar with its thatched roof was a nice touch, adding to the feeling of being somewhere that practically demanded you chill out and just let the day go by, especially when you see the breathtaking view of the Gulf of Thailand as a beautiful backdrop. And even though it had been raining and we weren't seeing our surroundings in the best light, it definitely had that wow factor. The only tiny drawback for us was, unlike most hotels in Thailand, we weren't allowed to check in early, so instead we had some lunch and a complimentary glass of wine each. My croque monsieur and french fries, otherwise known as a ham and melted cheese toastie with chips, was even better than the one I had in the gardens of the Louvre in Paris. But the prawn salad looked a little weary and not at all like the salad in the hotel's promo video, though the prawns were fresh, fat and delicious. After lunch we took up the offer of a free ride on the golf cart into town. The town was deserted and most of the thatched roofed hawker stalls were closed, and though there was live seafood floating in fish tanks in some of the establishments, I got the ominous feeling that if I was going to eat in one of them, a couple of charcoal tablets before dinner would be a good precaution. It's not what you eat, it's what you eat off. There's not a lot of health and safety regulations in Thailand, if any, that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong. When we got back from our very short free ride, we were taken to our room, and I was more than happy to see that we were going to be staying in one of the 4 beachfront premier rooms shown in the hotel's promo video. Now, I wasn't expecting our room to be anything more than the usual one-roomed accommodation with a nice bathroom attached, especially with the more than reasonable price we were paying. So when we opened the door, and the first thing I spotted was a dining table, which then opened up to a dining room with what looked like a spare bed doubling as a lounger, I was a little taken aback, and when I saw the bathroom, I had another wow moment. It was bloody beautiful. Twin sinks, fantastic rain shower, the works. Even a bath, the same design as most good hotels in Thailand these days. And whilst there's no doubt that they look sexy when you're in them, especially if you're having a bubble bath. But if you're not young and agile, you'll lose all your sense of dignity and sex appeal when you try to get out of them. But the wow factor continued when I spotted out of the window our very own private plunge pool.
My goodness me.
And we weren't finished yet. We hadn't even seen the bedroom, which was lovely, and the beds and pillows were really comfy, with a nice lounger in the corner of the room by the window and a flat screen at the bottom of the bed, which is not much use if you only speak English and you're not into sports or foreign language programs. Of course there's the news, but who wants to watch all that doom and gloom when you're trying to get away from it all? And last but by no means least, the balcony. Framed with tropical plants and the best view, it was the perfect setting for a pre-bedtime drink after a great evening meal in a perfect restaurant, which we'll be moving on to soon. But before I do, I have to say that it's the first time I've ever seen a hotel's promo video that really didn't do justice to its guest rooms. The one they showed on the video was on the second floor and it didn't look as good as the one we were in. So if you decided to go, I would suggest you book room 1102. And if you're not convinced about staying at the hotel yet, then wait till you hear how much it cost, because that should change your mind. Now, you'll find in most hotels in Thailand, happy hours are usually from 4 p.m. till 6, but happy hour at this hotel was from 3 p.m. till 5. Nonetheless, we took advantage of it on the first day because of the setting, the sea breeze and that wonderful view. Whilst we sipped on our gin martinis, I had a wander around the restaurant, which also doubled as our breakfast area, and I remained quite impressed, especially because of the open and very clean looking kitchen. When dinner arrived, it was well presented and looked delicious.
That one is
Tenderloin.
beef tenderloin. Let's do the taste test. Cooks well. And I shall try not to go but if it's good, I probably will. We all do, don't we? Good. Good. Usual story. Very tender. Very juicy. Quite salty without putting salt on it, but it's not over salty, it's just lovely. Baked potato, great. Soft, could have been a bit more crispy on the outside, but baked potato, sour cream, bacon bits. Tomatoes, great. Garlic, roasted garlic's great. Even the vegetables are great.
Then, as we enjoyed our meal and watched the sunset, we were unaware that the following evening in another hotel we were going to witness something spectacular in the evening sky, and we were also about to be joined for dinner by an unexpected but welcomed guest.
What do you want?
Come on.
Oh, what do you want? Want this? Want this?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, we're eating the best bit.
Here. Here. Come on. Angus ribeye. That cat is a connoisseur of fine eating. It's eaten about half of my ribeye. Boom, 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 boom. You're done. You're thinking about it, aren't you? Huh? Ow, you bit me. Your bill, we go 50-50. Okay, you bit me again. Beautiful evening. Lovely meal. Enjoyed it. Oh, I should say me and the cat enjoyed it.
The following morning, after a restful sleep, we went for breakfast bright and early, and though it wasn't the best breakfast buffet we'd ever had, it was okay. The bacon was good, though I do have a bit of a pet peeve about hot dog sausages masquerading as real pork sausages. But there were a couple of things on the menu you don't usually see in a Thai brekkie buffet, like Cheerios and chocolate sauce, and sago served with one of my favourites, Pa Tong Go, which has the taste and texture of the kind of donuts I had when I was a kid 1,000 years ago. It was a beautiful morning, and though I'm not a sun worshipper, a sunny day does make everywhere look much prettier. So we spent most of the morning by the pool, until I got restless and decided to go exploring. I wanted to have a look at the parts of the hotel not shown on the promo vid. After all, the hotel has 51 rooms and I'd only seen the ones we were staying in. So I wanted to check out the majority of the other guest rooms that were almost half the price we were paying for our room. And frankly, I wasn't too impressed. Set at the back of the hotel grounds in blocks of uninviting dark grey coloured apartments with little or no views of the sea, it came as a bit of a surprise. Still, its redeeming qualities were the room rates were a really good price, and it was just a short walk to all the good stuff on offer by the beach. Still, they were fine and probably looked really nice inside. I guess I was just being a spoiled brat, given that we were staying in one of the best rooms in the hotel with such a great view. On my way back, I spotted a cute little dog. Pets are allowed in the hotel, but I was told by Poon, the reservations manager, that I wasn't allowed to bring my baby elephant as they only allowed dogs, and from what I saw, only pedigree dogs. Though I did see a gay couple with a few pedigree cats in a baby buggy. So I guess there are no mutts allowed, which is surprising because I got in. Most of the guests are Thai, with a smattering of foreigners from all over the place. Rayong is not one of the most popular areas on the coastline, so if you're looking for somewhere less touristy, Rayong might be the place for you. We shared a really good seafood pizza and a lager for lunch. Then I thought a walk along the beachfront seemed like a good idea. And note, it was the early afternoon and I was the only person on the beach for as far as the eye could see. To quote the famous satirist Noel Coward, mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the noonday sun. It was a great walk and the sun was shining, but the sea breeze kept me cool, and just as I'd gone as far as the coastline would let me, I spotted a large tree with big balls hanging from it. So I perched on one of the hanging balls, not realising the branch supporting the rope swing wasn't strong enough to support my weight, and the ball hit the floor as I swung, causing my hanging balls to suffer the impact and raising my voice from a tenor to a castrato in an instant. After that, I decided on the safer bet and tried out the rope swing instead, which was fun and made me feel like a kid again, especially with my newly acquired high-pitched voice. That evening we set off for our dinner appointment at the Mandarin Hotel about 15 minutes away, which had been our original choice of accommodation, but we changed our minds when we saw how far it was to get from the hotel reception to the beach. The restaurant looked nice, and with the weather as it was, we decided to sit outside, which was a really good decision considering what we were soon to witness, and I can only describe as a spectacular light show. Whilst we waited for our first course, I just had to get a closer look at the beach. These are the kind of beaches I really like: rocky and rough, full of character, seashells covering the sand, and the strong, refreshing smell of the ocean dominating the air. For me, it's so much better than a manicured, vast expanse of lifeless sand. I'm not saying that it's boring, I'm just saying that this is much better. I don't want to lie on the sand and bake all day. I want to explore, which is what I did, and much more than I'm showing you now. I got back just in time for our first course. Mine was black squid ink spaghetti with crab and chilli.
It's kind of richer than normal spaghetti. It's got a slight taste of the sea and a saltiness to it. and I really do like it.
And the wife had grilled Hokkaido scallops with a must-try Thai dish called lap, which is roasted rice with shallots, chili, mint, lime and soda water. But beware!
It is really, really tasty, but so hot. So hot. But it's one of those Thai dishes that you have to have, even if it's burning a hole in your tongue.
For our main course I had a pork chop and the missus had grilled fish. Both of hers were good choices. Mine, not so much. Still, once the light show began, all was forgiven.
This is one of those my God moments. Now that is of the sunset. Look at that. That is amazing.
Now I've seen some beautiful sunsets in my time, even in Santorini, one of the Greek islands, which is famed for its magnificent sunsets, yet nothing came near to this. It wasn't miles away on the horizon, it was so close you could feel the colours on your face, and believe me when I tell you, this video doesn't come near to experiencing what we saw. And at the time I said it was like seeing a Thai version of the Aurora Borealis. We were blown away, even astonished. What a perfect ending to our stay in Rayong. But we weren't done yet. The following morning we had time to get some breakfast and have a last look at the beach. We really enjoyed our stay at the Lomtale in Rayong and didn't feel the need to check out any of the other things to do, like Rayong Aquarium, the historic Wat Pa Pradu, the floating market, the oldest temple in Rayong built in 1464. And for shopping there's loads of places, and prices are said to be cheaper than most tourist locations. There's also a lot of golf courses if that's your thing, but we were busy doing nothing and more than happy that way. We even enjoyed it when it started to piss down just as we were about to leave for our next destination, Samet Island, which you don't want to miss. It's a perfect place for young lovers, newlyweds, adventure seekers and families, and unbeknown to us we were about to have some more wow experiences in a whole different way. I hope you enjoyed the video and you can join us on our next adventure. Till then, happy travels. BFN.